Hello everybody, welcome in, happy Wednesday. You've made it to the season opener of the Wednesday Multi-Class Championship. Tonight, we debut the season at Spa-Francorchamps. I'm Kusha Terekoff, and joining me tonight, co-commentator, good friend of the program, Tyler Morgan. How are you doing, my friend?
Not too bad, not too bad. Happy to make it to Wednesday, middle of the week. Some people who are lucky enough to have the schedule that I do might have a day off tomorrow. So when it gets to Wednesday, I know two things are occurring. I might have a day off the next week, and we are going to have the Multiclass Masters, as I call it, even though it's just the Multiclass Championship.
Yeah, slightly different format from last season. The race distance and time and pit stops remain unchanged, so it's still 75-minute races with 2 mandatory pit stops for fuel. And then the qualifying used to be run throughout the week, but now it's just a 20-minute session, or 21-minute session technically. The first minute, drivers get to select their setups. The first 10 minutes, the GT4s go out, and then the final 10 minutes, it is the GT3s.
I have a personal opinion, didn't mind the other format. I actually preferred it, but I understand why things change.
Yeah, you gotta test some things out, see how they run. And that is exactly what we are gonna do tonight. Welcome in, everybody from the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Just waiting for the practice to conclude so we can begin the 20 minutes of qualifying. And in fact, it's ready to go now. So quick minute for the drivers to get their setups loaded and ready to run. Brian DeSantiago doing just that in his 777 BMW, returning once again in the BMW GT4s.
Very much interesting to see how this will all pan out, especially with the fresh start of a new season. Everyone's on a level playing field in all aspects of both GT3 and GT4, so as we have a little bit of a congregation in the pit lane.
Yeah, the Firebrand Janetta's already queuing up at the front of the field here. They are ready to go.
No more Janettas, please! That's don't die. That's my hot tip. Well, it depends on if I decide to curse them or not throughout the day.
That is a fair point.
But we introduced it at the end of last season, and I'm hoping it's still here for the beginning of this season. It is 2 new items. There is Curse Protection and Curse the Car. So, Curse Protection is I cannot curse the person that you decide to protect, whether it's yourself as a driver or somebody else. Curse the Car is you pay and I will curse that person. Now, there is 1 free curse for each class, as that's what we agreed to last season. That will still continue. And it all also depends on turnout of each class as well. Like, if there's one class less than the other, then I might just hold off. But the GT4s are going to come out first, and they are already about halfway across the field as the Spa-Francorchamps track in the beautiful, beautiful Belgium hills, or mountains. I almost said German, but it is Belgium.
It is indeed Belgium. Very close to Germany, though. Not that far away from the German border is Spa. Probably about 30-40 minute drive. Same forest that the Nürburgring is a part of, that Ardennes forest. Very lush, very green. And quite a beautiful part of the world to go and visit.
Have you visited Spa, Kusha?
Yes, I was lucky enough to go this summer.
Did you walk the track at all?
Not on the track, just along the sides of, like, where they have the walkways for people to
is
make
that?
their way up and down.
What is that elevation change like?
Yeah, Eau Rouge is an absolutely crazy, just crazy hill to climb. Even the hiking paths around it are very, very strenuous. You have to, nearly a collision as they congregate at the chicane. And there is a GT3 Mustang out on track. That's not supposed to be out there right now.
Wait a minute. Someone's gonna have to get on. Dude, I'm hoping it rains. Rain is like the greatest thing in the world. Okay, they got disqualified. Probably until...
Yes.
Till their time is coming. One of these things is not like the others.
Yep. So that Mustang just got the order mixed up, and so they will have to wait as Dr. Porkchop begins his first push lap. And it is quite a long lap around Spa. In these GT4s, it's 2.5 minutes long, so certainly in the 10 minutes, not a lot of time to get a good amount of laps in. So it's very important to get those laps in now when it counts.
You have about 3 minutes, because your L lap is probably closer to 3 minutes. So you have 3 laps to effectively get something done.
With the GT4s too, they don't have any tire warmers as they exit the pit lane. So for them, it takes a slightly longer amount of time to warm up the tires, but with the length of the lap at Spa, it's not the biggest problem, but still might see more representative times when they come across the line on their second push laps.
Potsweaver for me has early contestant for livery of the year. That in and out machine looks great. Oh, and it's an Aston Martin, so it automatically gets points. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, I love it so much.
Switching from the McLaren last season, running a touch wide, and I think that's going to be invalid. An invalid lap for Potsweaver there.
I have actually never had In-N-Out. I'm Canadian, and I've never been to U.S. mainland. I've been to Alaska, but I've not been to, like, the continental United States.
Well, I can tell you, I have never been to one either.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't. The only time I've been to California, where it's kind of the most popular chain out there, was didn't really get to the city much, as Pessinen gets across the line to set the provisional pole benchmark, as Beachley is able to surpass that. A 2:31.567, a drift from Pessinen on corner exit.
That might be track limits already, just based off of where the sausage curb is. If you're grinding the sausage curb, you're pretty much on track limits. To Santiago, the man that can either be the fastest guy on track or riding out the back, depending on what circuit it is. He's also more in the LMU division, I know. So let's see what time he can produce for us. I'm going to say he's probably going to be somewhere in the middle between 4 and 5. I would be wrong, because he does not set a lap.
A 2:33.9 would have put him right in the mix next to Dr. Porkchop. But still time left for De Santiago to try and find a lap here. And Don Fox looking to do the same in one of the 2 Firebrand Ginettas. Or 2 or 3, I believe. I don't remember if Pessinen is a part of the Firebrand squad or not.
He's driving a Ginetta.
He is driving a Ginetta. And at the moment, Pessinen has the second fastest lap time, about 2/10 behind Justin Beachley. Don Fox not able to get a valid lap on the board on his first run, looking to do just that as he closes out Sector 2 and begins the quick, flat out, except for the chicane, Sector 3. Through Curve Paul Frere we go, and it is a blast all the way down through Stavelot and into the chicane. Or excuse me, Blanchimont, not Stavelot. That was the corner he was just at.
He's the left-hander. Is he going to full throttle? A little bit of a lift. Got to be careful. You don't want to extend too wide, get track limits right as you're getting into the chicane. Brakes shortly after that white line. Goes a little deep for the first corner. That's going to ruin his momentum into the second. What lap can Don Fox put on the board? He's going to get himself P2 just behind Beachley.
And Pessinen was on for a pretty decent improvement there. Would it have been a valid lap? Let's see what Nathan Fox can do. He improves to be the best of the two Foxes. Nathan up to second ahead of Don Fox.
Where are the other brothers? Are they not in? Well, there's one Mostachero. Where's the other one?
Not sure, Andres. Maybe just something in the schedule didn't allow him to be here tonight. Dr. Porkchop up to the line, gets ahead of Satsara up to 9th place. And the last driver in the queue, Brian DeSantiago, going out a little bit late. He will have one more lap to go as we just have 1 minute 40 seconds remaining in the GT4 qualifying session. And Santiago on the board, about 3/10 behind the time set by Satsara.
Beachley has cleared the field by a full second. That is incredible. The amount of pace that has. Genettas are kind of roaming the top of the GT4 class right now. That slightly concerns me. I don't want to hear bees all the time. It is now April. No, it's not. Still March. Almost borderline April. Hold on. Sorry.
What calendar are you on?
I am on a different type of calendar. Does Hezi have his wheel yet?
Not yet. It's coming.
See, the first race he gets his wheel, I will curse him. The first race that he drives in the multi-class where he has his wheel, I will curse him. No, he says it. I'm not going to curse you now. That ruins the fun. I'm going to curse you when you get the wheel. Doc, what? I am an evil, evil man. Twitch viewers, I'm an evil, evil man. See what Pearson can do. What I do. Try to see if you can beat the wheel curse. All right, what can P4 do for us? The 111 Ginetta, where can he go? He'll get himself best of the rest of the GT4 class behind Beachley, but can anyone overthrow the Ginetta?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Thank you for the follow. Glad you're here with us enjoying the action. GT4 qualifying under checkered flag. Niall Jacobs currently sitting in 7th place, about a 10th and a half behind Giancarlo Bottini, who has an identical lap time set to Potts Weaver. So the Ginetta and the Aston Martin in 5th and 6th, identical on time. So if Niall Jacobs can beat one, he technically beats two.
Yeah, he's just got to find like a 10th and a half, and then he's got it. But can he find it is the question as he comes to the line.
Oh, yeah.
He does. He gets past Fox, too. Can DeSantiago get a little bit of lap time to find himself up there? He does as well. He passes Potts Weaver and Bonetti to find himself P6. And that is the end of the Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, that's 5 hydrates from Beachley. All right, give me a minute.
Cheers, Justin.
Cheers.
As oh yeah, evil man Justin Beachley, who has the pole position in the GT4's. Pessinen on 2nd, Nathan Fox in 3rd, Niall Jacobs 4th, Don Fox 5th, Brian DeSantiago in 6th. Got that time right at the end of the GT4 session. Potts Weaver 7th, Giancarlo Bottini 8th, Diego Mostachero in 9th, switching to the Camaro this season from the Aston Martin. Dr. Porkchop in 10th, and Satsara in 11th place. We follow Parker Standrette as he gets his qualifying session underway. About to conclude his outlap. I'm sure as a Canadian you will appreciate the Pfaff Motorsports.
Very nice. It is a very nice car. I just wish it was an Aston. There is no Aston GT3 in this grid from what I can see, and that makes me very sad.
No, but there's a lot of Ferraris, 4 of them to be exact.
Hey, Beachley, you got more points for curse protection? I think you might need it. That's not a threat, just some advice. As we're gonna ride on board with Strandit, see what he can do for us.
Cheers, Nitrous. Thanks for the follow. Standret blasting up the hill at Radion before the huge run down the Kemmel Straight. You can see on the left-hand side there at the top of that hill, that's the little walking path that you can take all the way up to the Lacombe Complex, where there is a bit of a tunnel. You can go underneath and cut to the inside of the part of the track here to get a great view of the hairpin at Ravage.
So I can walk my pet GT3 down there, he says.
That's right. If you can travel at the speeds that your GT3 can, then absolutely you can walk it, quote unquote. Standret heading down the hill through the double left-hander at Pouan before going on to the brakes into the campus chicane. Beautifully controlled there.
Agreed.
And now just one sector remains after he goes through Stavelo. And it is flat out all the way to the chicane to end the lap.
Oh yeah, the GT3s can take this little left kink straight, like full throttle. A little bit of a lift there by Parker. Let's see what time we can get. Can he get provisional pole for the GT3 category? As he finds himself coming to the line now. Man will find 4th. Sarah Lee with the early favorite by about 2 full seconds. Am I seeing that correctly?
I do believe you were seeing that correctly, yes.
That is a crazy stat. And thank
it sure
you
is.
very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Porchup, for the 3 hydrates.
Sarah Liu, provisional pole 216.912. Kevin Yu in 2nd. Yelby in 3rd. Devin Anthony 4th. Vanderbilt and Standret make up an all Lamborghini 3rd row. Rally Duchy 7th. Paisa in now 9th. Hezzy Thomas in 10th as Dom Matroni gets into the top 3.
Xander, thank you very much for the hydrate as well. Oh, what have I done? You have to make a second one already.
Oh, goodness. Going through it quickly with all the hydrates coming through.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think that was going to be the case. Sarah Leo in the Blade Runner Nissan. That livery looking absolutely sick. Like, look at that thing go. Sarah Liu, the early favorite, and probably the season favorite to win this season. Like, that Nissan just flies around the track. Professor Carnotis did finish his lap, finds himself P5. Incredible pace is right. Can she increase her gap?
You betcha.
2.4 seconds, and they pull over. They're done. 1.8 seconds. Kevin, you can get that close and that close only. Where do you find almost 2 full seconds?
And then Nissan just has some staggering pace around here. Standret improves his time, but unable to improve past 8th place. Still, the Lamborghinis find themselves next to each other on the 4th row now, getting pushed down by Chronotis, Yelby, Devin Anthony, Dom Matroni, Kevin Yu on the front row alongside Sarah Liu. With now 2.5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Hezzy Thomas gets a personal best on the board.
That GTR pumps so much iron, apparently.
Strong as heck.
Apparently Xander was running a little late. Part of the no quali gang tonight, he says. Let's see. What Sam can produce. Sam Zawista? Zawasta? I'll get that name right eventually. In the OF livery. Interesting choice, might I add. Finds themselves P7. Making a Ferrari all... No, just a Ferrari 6.7. 6.7. No, I'm gonna drink for that. That's just a punishment. That's a hydrate punishment.
Couldn't agree more.
Let's see. I mean, you will have time to do another lap, should they so choose. Thanks to Santiago for the hydrate.
Cheers, Brian.
Thank you again. Oh, no. Oh, he's... Okay,
Kevin Yu improves
fine.
his time. Now 1.7 seconds off of the pace set by Sarah Liu.
Gained a 10th. Let's see. Yelby? Maybe. He would have to find a full second just to get up to Kevin. So he's just trying to bump his gap away from Matroni. Oh.
He does just that. Pushes
Yep,
the gap to 7/10 to Devin Anthony, who now also returns to the pits after getting ahead of Dom Matroni. Sam Zawisa recently getting into 7th place. 3/10 behind fellow Ferrari driver Professor Chronotis, ahead of him on the grid. About half a second up to 5th place Dom Matroni and Devin Anthony. As the OnlyFans Ferrari found the late pace. The 52 coming up to the line and up to the second row of the grid.
What does Matroni have in response?
He's got a
Not
10th.
much.
Gets ahead of Devin Anthony. Moves up into the top 5. He will start at the front of the 3rd row, unless Professor Chronotis has anything to say about it.
And a yellow Ferrari this time. Or not a yellow Ferrari. A blue Ferrari this time. Not a color you typically see with Ferraris.
That's right.
But is it
Breaking-
going to matter? It's not going to matter. He's up to P4.
And look
Beating...
at how tight those times are between Yelby, Chronotis, and Zawisa. Those 3 drivers within 0.05 of a second of each other.
That's a very impressive gap.
And Kevin Yu matches his personal best on the previous lap.
That's actually even more impressive.
And Hezzy Thomas invalidating the lap through the corners. We will begin our
It's
first...
a full form 2.
What's that?
It's a full form 2.
Full formation lap, very long around Spa, 4.3 miles of track. 20 corners. One of the most famous tracks in the world. And it is the location of the season debut. Or not the season debut, the season opener. For the Wednesday Multi-Class Championship. 75-minute race ahead. Let's start with the GT4 starting grid, and we go to Tyler Morgan.
All right, so on provisional pole, we have Justin Beachley in his Beach TT Kermit Mercedes leading out in the front. Joining him on the front row is Pison with the with the Firebrand Janetta, that'll be P2, number 111. Nathan Fox in the race trim McLaren, number 60. Joining him on the second row will be Niall Jacobs in that, is it Camaro?
Camaro.
Yes, it is a Camaro because it's a Chevy. Joining him there. And then you have Don Fox in another Firebrand Janetta, rounding out P5 in the GT4 class. And then rounding out P6 is the 777, just so close. Brian DeSantiago in the BMW, rounding out P7 is Potts Weaver in the In-N-Out Motorsport. God, I love that Aston Martin. It's so nice. And then you got Giancarlo Puntinetti in another Firebrand Janetta. Great, they're just infesting the grid. He will find himself with Diego Mostachero for company in the V8 Camaro Racing. Normally there would be an Andreas, but he is not here. So, rounding out the final three is Dr. Porkchop and his always Chop Shop Racing Aston Martin, always a fixture we love to see on the grid. Miran Sacera in the number 9 Mercedes. He sits 24th. And the No Quali Gang, Alex Freeman, look for him to make early pit stops. He is the number 22 in the black and gold AF Sport Aston Martin.
So that's the GT4 grid. Formation lap underway. Sarah Liu going to lead the grid in the 923 Blade Runner. Nissan had the pole by a good margin as well. She shares the front row with Kevin Yu, switching from the Ferrari last season to the 95 BMW this season, starting from the front row in race number 1. Bugra Yelby in the Aurora 91 Mustang starts from 3rd. Professor Chronotis on 4th in the number 42. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Ferrari. Behind in the top 5, Samza Wissa in the number 52 OnlyFans Ferrari. He shares the 3rd row with Dom Matroni in the Matroni CRT number 5 BMW. In 7th, Devin Anthony in the 664 Porsche, switching from the Honda last season. In the Noobs R Us livery, he starts from the front of the 4th row. Then you got the pair of Lamborghinis, Eric Vanderbilt leading the charge in the number 7 with the Trackalicious Lambo NLR team, with Parker Standrat behind him in 9th in the Omega Motorworks number 41 Lamborghini. Rounding out the top 10, Rally Dutchy in the 621 Mad Fox Sim Racing Porsche. Next you have the Ferrari of JP JP, with Samantha Tan racing in the 135. Next, you got Louis Franco in the OnlyFans 115 McLaren. And rounding out the back of the grid, Hezzy Thomas back in the GT3s this season in the Dogbox Racing number 59 Ferrari.
All right, time for my favorite part of the formation lap, curses. All right, so I have a few names to check off my list today, and you're probably wondering, wait, you can only do 1 and 1. You would be correct. However, I'm going to redeem some points. and I'm going to take 2 additional curses in the GT4 class. I'm going to curse De Santiago. I'm going to curse Beachley, and I'm going to curse you know what? I'll curse Porkchop. So those are the 3 curses in the GT4 category and the 1 curse in the GT3 category. I don't know, you could take a pick here. I think I'll go with Devin Anthony. I think I'll curse him for no apparent reason other than just he's in the middle of the pack, so there's a chance that he's probably going to get involved in something. So those are the curses for tonight's race. Will it work on any of them? That will remain to be told. It is the start of a new season. New hopes, new dreams. Sarah actively depicting on what it's like to race the rest of the field.
Yeah, pulling out the gap that Sarah got in qualifying at the start of the grid here.
Can you imagine that's how racing worked?
With the rest of the grid bunching up behind.
Well, zipper formation has been achieved.
As we head into the chicane for the formation lap, the rest of the grid bunching up behind. And in this layout of Spa, the green flag will go after the last source hairpin at turn 1, down the hill into Eau Rouge. So still some time remaining. The grid getting set. Dom Matroni back to the pits.
That might be an interesting play. We'll see if it works out for him.
Fortunately, there, the BMW having to return to the pits. The grid, some still weaving side by side, trying to get any last-minute temperature into the tires. The front row going around the hairpin, down the hill to where the green light will start the season. 8 rounds ahead of us, and it all starts here tonight around Spa-Francorchamps.
Green light, give it all you got.
And here we go. 75 minutes ticking down. The BMW gets a pretty good run alongside the Nissan. Can Kevin Yu carry the momentum and into the race lead? He does. There was contact behind from the Mustang, and the Nissan goes spinning.
Kevin Yu will take now the lead in this early race. Rally Dutchie immediately going to have to fight with JP there in the 135. JP going for the inside dive. Looks like they have achieved it very nicely. Slots right in. An absolutely beautiful overtake done by JP on Rally Dutchie to find himself now into 8th position.
Check in with the GT4 field. Justin Beachley under pressure from one of the Firebrand Ginettas gets pushed a little bit wide, and he got shuffled all the way down to what looks like 5th place in the GT4s. 4th place, excuse me. Up in the lead, you've got Niall Jacobs, Don Fox in 2nd, then Teemu Pessinen up to 3rd. Justin Beachley dropping 3 places from the start to 4th, under pressure behind from Nathan Fox as well. And there's Sarah working her way back through the GT4 field after that early contact at the top of the hill.
I believe the contact was with Yelby. Yelby got a very, very nice double toe from both Sarah and Kevin. And again, we don't judge here at the broadcast booth. We just observe and commentate. But Sarah looks like they won't have too much of an issue getting through the GT4 field, and they definitely have the pace to catch back up. And with a 75-minute race with 2 pit stops, anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely, and a little early, but Of course, track limits always come into play at Spa. And so with a 75-minute race ahead, drive-through can be absolutely costly. So drivers need to make sure that the consistency is there to keep the car out on track within the white lines, not to get those track limit ticks, as we have a yellow flag for the 135 of Paisa after going through the grid pretty effectively. A little bit of a spin at the hairpin. Devin Anthony up to third, chasing down Professor Chronotis in second place. Kevin Yu in the lead in the number 95 BMW.
Devin Anthony so far avoiding the cursed Nile. Oh my! Track limits, not much of an issue. We're gonna have 5 wide, I think, or is there a GT3 somewhere in that mess?
Yeah, that's quite the field to work through if you are a GT3, but no, that is in fact 5 GT4s. Right behind, a little bit of contact, the McLaren goes spinning. That was Nathan Fox. After contact with Niall Jacobs side by side, the McLaren goes spinning.
The inside. Ooh. Oh my goodness, that's going to allow Dr. Porkchop maybe to get past Potts Weaver. Is it going to happen? Oh, around the outside. Potts Weaver. Did he get the overtake done before he used the track limits? There's Dom Matroni in the BMW just kind of in the middle of this mess. That might cause Porkchop to lose a few places. Now he's going to fight with De Santiago and Cesara in the back there. Absolute chaos forming. Oh, Porkchop with the send into the corner with Potts Weaver. They're going to fight side by side through this entire second sector. We go down to the double left-handers. Potts Weaver just edging out. Can De Santiago and Cesara maybe have something to say about this? Doesn't look like it's going to hold for serve right now. But it is a fight, nevertheless. As on De Santiago's right, there is Dr. Porkchop, who will have to concede that spot. Is Dr. Porkchop going to think about a late dive here? No. He's just going to stay and hold firm for now. As the GT4 field always at the start likes to bunch up like this.
And they usually never stop bunching up. That's what the GT4 action is all about. Justin Beachley all over the back of Niall Jacobs. Now, this is a battle for second place. Teemu Pessinen in the lead of the GT4 field in the 111 Ginetta. Niall Jacobs here in second, trying to defend that place from the pole sitter, Justin Beachley. They go up the hill, through Eau Rouge, and up to Radion. Justin Beachley looks like he can carry so much more momentum up the hill, but just not a lot of room to take advantage of that top-end speed that he was carrying, and will have to wait to try and fight for the position with the Camaro indicating to the right-hand side. Side by side, De Santiago on Potts Weaver to the inside of Lacombe, gets the position and moves up into the top 5.
These curses aren't working, Kuja. They're having the opposite effect.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Wait a minute. This is what... 4. Let's see what Franco can do. Franco's fighting. He's not in P7 anymore. He's in P9. He's fighting a Mustang. He's fighting Yelby at the moment.
Yeah, Sarah Liu able to work the Nissan through both of these cars, and that's a 7th place position now for the 923. Sarah Liu now 4 seconds to chase down the 2 Lamborghinis up the road.
Franco's going to have an easier time in the middle of the track with the McLaren over the bruteness of the Mustang, but as soon as they get to the straight, the Mustang's just going to fly away. There's a Fox behind you, Beachley. Just warning you, there's a Fox there. and it's a Fox and a B because it's in the Janetta. But Niall Jacobs has a little bit of worry right now. He's seeing Kermit the Frog behind him, maybe making a move. Kind of parks it in the middle of the track, not so much. It's always scary when you're braking behind another vehicle and you just keep, and you brake and you brake and you just keep getting closer and closer and closer. Because there's a drive-through for the 621. For what?
For track limits, if I had to guess. Maybe I didn't speak too soon when I was talking about track limits early on.
Bro, it hasn't even been 15 minutes.
It hasn't even been 10 minutes.
There's no way that was for track limits. That had to be something else.
Well, I can confirm he hasn't taken a trip down the pit lane, and it's not like any admins are giving live stewarding penalties, so all the stewarding is done post-race.
Sarah Liu has already caught back up to Stranded. Ooh, that's bold to maybe go around the outside. The outside will become the in.
Yeah, we saw Sandrette do some mega defending in round number 2 in the Le Mans Ultimate Tuesday Championship, where just about all the cars had an opportunity to try and fight with him, but just absolutely no room given, just like we see there, defending all the way to the edge of the track. And here's Sarah Liu trying to fight a way by.
That GTR is indeed terrifying, yes. Like, look at them go! They're almost making contact with one another. And off flying goes Stranded.
Yeah, that'll certainly be a tick to the track limit markers. Oh, a little bit of a bump! Sandrette able to hold it, though.
This is going to be good for Yelby. A little bit of a bump there.
Yeah, I think Sarah was just thinking about letting Sandrette back through, but just really couldn't. Oh, no, more contact!
Oh, and that's more contact for Stranded.
It looked like the Lamborghini was already kind of on edge as it hit the curb, exiting La Source, and just kind of drifted into the path of the Mustang.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, Franco goes drifting up Radion. What a save by Franco. Early save of the year candidate.
Some changes at the GT4 grid. Sorry to interrupt. Fessenden still in the lead. Justin Beachley got up through to second place. Niall Jacobs falling back to fourth. Don Fox remains in the final podium positions. Brian DeSantiago still hanging on to fifth, now might be fourth, challenging the Camaro down the hill, exiting La Source, into Eau Rouge we go, side by side Brian DeSantiago thinking the better of it. He's going to try and line up the Camaro at the end of the Kemmel Straight as they head to Lake Home. Potts Weaver not too far behind in that in-and-out Aston Martin as well.
Yeah, I very like the much DeSantiago's choice there to not go side by side. It hasn't even been 15 minutes into this race. He's going to try the inside move, and he going to... Oh, they're going to keep fighting. I thought he was going to make it stick. But this is going to allow Potts Weaver a chance and an opportunity. Now Jacobs cuts him off. Potts Weaver going, thank you very much. I will take advantage of this opportunity, and now you have to fight me because of it. Niall Jacobs goes wide. Potts Weaver following Jacobs. DeSantiago kind of getting pinched in the middle, but allows himself to keep his position. Is that a Kyle Hirsch sitting in the pit lane? It is.
Oh, welcome in, Kyle.
You're about 15 minutes late, but you might still be able to catch the GT4s.
And that's what it's all about. Welcome in, Mr. Hirsch. Long time no see.
So, Kusha talked about drive-thrus and the track limits here. I also forgot that the drive-thru at this track is like essentially half a lap.
Oh, it's quite costly, yes.
So, Because where did Rally Dutchy's now behind Dr. Porkchop? Now, mind you, he's not anymore, and it's somewhat easy to get through the GT4 field.
Look at this BMW just getting closer and closer to the back of the Camaro. And through Blanchimont, Brian DeSantiago might think about lining up the move into the chicane. It's going to be pretty difficult to do it around the outside. But still trying to get it done. Very tricky position for the BMW to be in, right in the middle of two cars, pretty similarly matched in pace. Just can't get by the car in front, but also don't want to be too aggressive in your chances of getting by the car in front, as that might open the door for the Aston behind of Potts Weber to take advantage.
Yeah, do not envy being in DeSantiago's position here. He also does have a curse on him, so we have to also keep that in mind. Oh, he's got to be careful he doesn't tap him. Because if you tap someone going up Radion and Eau Rouge, it is just a death sentence. DeSantiago a bit on the grass. They're gonna go side by side. That is DeSantiago and Jacobs. It looks like DeSantiago is gonna be ahead at the pass. He is ahead, but can he stay ahead? For now, he does. He does get past Niall Jacobs. Looked like they were about to make contact there, but they didn't. Can DeSantiago defend from Niall Jacobs? Can he hold on to this 16th place position? It looks like he's going to, but something tells me this battle is far from over.
I could not agree more. And of course, the two pit stops, also something to consider. A little bit more about those. They just have a fuel requirement to where every pit stop has a minimum time of 25 seconds. And then it is up to the drivers if they want to take fresh tires and add 5 seconds to their pit stop time. So we've seen in last season quite a variety of strategies. Some drivers pitting early, some waiting it out for as long as possible, some pitting, or essentially splitting the race up into thirds, some taking tires at the first stop, some taking tires at the second stop. We have seen it all. So it is incredibly hard to judge all those strategies up until everyone has completed all of their pit stops to see exactly how the grid stacks up.
Couldn't agree more there. Having two pit stops allows for definitely some more kind of strategy. Professor Chronotis has caught up to Kevin Yu. Now, I want to make this clear for the viewers. There is still a chance Sarah Liu wins this race. That is not out of the question.
Oh, certainly not.
Just given the fact that their pace in qualifying was absolutely insane. And also the two pit stops, because all it takes is undercut. The undercut here, especially if you take tires, is very strong. Because especially if you get your tires warmed up real quick.
Battle between the Mustang and the Lamborghini of Eric Vanderbilt. Yelby in the 91 pink Mustang, carrying so much speed through Curve Paul Frere. And now, can the Mustang take advantage of the slipstream being given by the Lamborghini?
It's in a straight line. It should win this. Nope. It's going to be held on by Vanderbilt for right now. It'll be dangerous going up Radion and Eau Rouge, though. The Lambo is going to be better in the Sector 2 area. And Kyle Hirsch is indeed out on track.
Whoop, whoop. Welcome in, Kyle.
I love this little kind of blue sheen. There's a yellow flag for the 621. That's Rally Dutchy. He's off at the corner of no name.
Yeah, very fast part of the track too. And not a lot of runoff there.
I mean, he's parked it. He hasn't RTG'd or anything. It's just, he's just there. Well, track limit.
Hezzy Thomas in the box. Early pit stop for the 59 Ferrari. We're not even early, I guess. We're about 20 minutes into the race. Doesn't look like there's any damage, so this looks like a scheduled stop for the number 59. Matroni having to start from the pits. Worked his way through the GT4 field quite quickly. Now on the back of Jay Paisa for a spot in the top 10.
Ooh, someone has redeemed a fun fact and getting inside the top 10 in any class position. As Jay gets a little bit squirrely there with Dom Matroni getting close, and that's going to allow Dom Matroni to sneak himself inside the top 10. Important little milestone, especially given the first race of the season. But yes, someone has requested a fun fact, Kuja. And I know you have a lot of fun facts about Spa.
Oh, I certainly can. I mean, we can talk about all the walkways. I mean, I know all the walkways around there, I guess.
How long would it take the average person to walk Spa?
Look at that. The insider knowledge from Hezzy needed to go to the pits because he's a great son and needs to go help his mom out real quick.
Well, make sure you take one of your pit stops with you so it's not a full waste. That way it's optimum efficiency. You help your mom and you take a pit stop at the same time.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, it's great.
Efficiency.
Played it to perfection.
Literally could not have played it any better. It's a driver change. That's why. That's the excuse I'm going to go with. Driver change. Professor Cornotis doing just enough to keep Kevin Yu within distance, or as I like to call it, undercut distance.
Yeah, keeping that gap just within a second, helping Professor Cornotis out a little bit, giving him a slight tow down the plethora of straightaways here at Spa. I will say this sim does do a good job depicting where fans can be during the races and such.
So are these actual houses that are behind turn 1?
Yeah.
Huh. Just imagine you're casually sleeping and then all of a sudden all you hear is the roar of a V. Now, folks, this is where the fun truly begins. They're approaching GT4 traffic. This is where the fun truly gets interesting. You could get little collisions and stuff could happen. Overtakes usually happen because there's not really anywhere for the GT4 to go. They just have to stay the course. And someone will take advantage. Oh no, that's not the corner with no name. That is...
Huan.
What is this? This is, yeah, he's in the wall at Huan. once we get out of the GT4 traffic with the leaders. Ooh. Canoda's having a GT4 in his right there. Has he, like, crashed into the wall, or is he just parked outside? Let's flip to his camera real fast. Looks like he's just parked it. I think he's been in the wall. Just zoom in on his driver, why don't we?
We can't. I mean, really want to.
Go on his hood? Can we go on his hood? Like, can't tell if his hood is dented in.
Really doesn't look like it. The car looks pretty clean.
He just looks like he's just parked it. Just like he's just gone straight forward and just parked it. Holy pit stop city!
Yep. Very active pit lane. Kevin Yu and Chronotis in the pits from the lead. Sarah Liu got through Devin Anthony and now inherits the lead back after 10 laps of running.
That's crazy. 10. And to think, going out of turn 3, they were sideways.
So yeah, you may not be able to tell there, but there is an Aston Martin inside of that BMW.
So when a GT3 and a GT4 love each other, what does that create? Does that create the KTM? It's all right, Hezzy. Family comes first.
All right,
Kevin, you.
Chronotis parked up ahead of Kevin Yu in the pit lane.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to see this pit race. This is gonna be a pit race of a life. No, go from someone else's POV. Freeman's maybe.
Yeah, not sure what happened there to.
Chero.
It's just from that rear cam. You can't really.
Because they're so tight, the pit boxes.
Yeah, Alex Freeman got out of the pits early. He goes first. Kevin Yu gets dropped. And out he rolls. Has a pretty decent gap over Professor Chronotis as well, who just now gets rolling. But Kevin Yu gets a drive-through for speeding in the pits.
Oh! There, Kevin Yu's chances. He's won the pit battle, but at what cost? At what cost?
And yeah, you're right, Eric. I think Chrono did get moved a little bit on that pit stop, so perhaps just getting slowed down by a couple seconds for that reason. But nonetheless, drive-through for Kevin Yu. Oh, that's a great move from Yelby down the inside of Blanchimont. Up a position, gets ahead of Vanderbilt and into what is a top 3 position for the time being.
Especially with Kevin Yu now getting a drive-through, this could get interesting. This could get interesting.
Devin Anthony pulling into the pits as well. Lots of GT4s in there as well. Don Fox, Brian Santiago, and Potts Weaver. Don Matroni joining those drivers down pit lane as well. Slightly damaged on the back of that BMW, but nothing too crazy.
Okay, so we got GT3s mixing in, as always. It's always fun when GT3s announce themselves in a GT4 party.
Yeah, Bottini trying to battle with Nathan Fox in that McLaren. Both of them yet to serve a pit stop, so Nathan Fox had the contact earlier on at Lake Combe, got spun around, and now fighting his way back through the field.
Trackalicious says, what a brutal pit to have a drive-through as well.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier, Tyler. It's a long pit lane here at Spa in this configuration. Not one, but 2 pit lanes, pretty much, that span to be able to... I mean, it really is, because you've got the 1 row of garages, and then once you round the hairpin, there's a whole second set to accommodate for the huge number of cars that come here for the 24 hours of Spa. And on any other, really, GT weekend, with a huge mix of GT3s, GT4s, Porsche Cup cars, TC cars as well.
Is that what Porsche Cup cars are? Is that what PC, or is that something different?
No, TC is, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what it is. It's basically like front-wheel drive hatchbacks. Touring cars.
Ah. I'm enjoying the Mazda Cup, personally.
Yeah, are you signed up for the Sundays here?
No. No, I have not. Probably because I'm not still that great at iRacing.
Well, hey, doesn't matter. Come join in on the fun. That's all that matters.
Sunday's also the practice session, but we'll see. I might be able to join this week because it's a mystery track. So there is no official practice sessions. Potts Weaver is going to have an official session with Diego Mostachero here very shortly. Because it looks like he's going to be bold enough to go for that. I was really hoping he was going to stick his front wheel there, going through the house corner. But nope, alas.
He's just going to have to wait until he gets to Blanchimont. He's got the inside. And a tap of the brakes from the Camaro, and through goes the Aston Martin ahead of Diego Mostachero, but he's going to try and fight back. Thought about sending it down the inside of the chicane, but thinking the better of it as Alex Freeman tries to get close and get involved in the battle as well. Part of the No Quali gang. He looks to advance up the grid.
Ooh, here it comes!
That's a late move. Can Diego make it stick? A little too deep, unfortunately, for the Camaro.
Switchback for Potts Weaver on Mostachero. What great patience by Potts Weaver there. Beautiful patience to understand that dive is coming and know he can just slam on the brakes, get that inside corner, and drive out before Mostachero can even make the turn. See, Mostachero, if you were in an Aston, you'd be able to do that. Franco's still sitting in the pits. He was up in like P4, 5.
This is his first visit down the pits, but it might be a lengthy one. Slightly longer, pit stop around 40 seconds for the 115 McLaren.
There goes a GT3 by a GT4. So now we're getting into the little bit of the sandwich part of the race where you've had a lot of the sandwich. You're in the middle part of the sandwich. It's still good, but it's not as good as the first few bites.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's 3 cars battling here for position. All 3 of them completed a pit stop and nearly 3 wide down the hill. Bottini gets ahead. Nathan Fox trying to follow the Ginetta through as Satsara just cannot hold on to the position there. Bottini was behind Nathan Fox a few laps ago when we were checking in on this battle, but now got through Fox, but Fox staying within touching distance. And Satsara now dropping behind these 2 drivers.
Yeah, I feel Bonini and probably Fox won't be too far done. Like, look at Fox. He's already catching up. He's catching up quite well. He's catching up quite fast. And here comes the McLaren. The GT4 McLaren will never not be overpowered in ACC. As Fox just like taking candy from a baby takes the position away.
The pair of Lamborghinis in the pits. Zawisa gets through the pair of them and up to 6th for the OnlyFans Ferrari. Vanderbilt remains ahead of Standret as he just now gets dropped and gets his number 41 Lamborghini rolling out of the pit lane.
He's racing Matroni, who's coming down now. There's going to be Dom Matroni passing in the background. And Matroni is going to get by.
The BOP police is calling.
Oh no. How much kilograms can we put in that GT4 McLaren before it explodes?
You know, I'm not too sure, but Bottini was able to get through.
Oh, there goes.
That was Satsara, yeah, that was Satsara, yeah, spinning in the number 9.
Okay, so we did lose Rally Dutchy at some point because I just realized he's no longer there.
It is true.
I don't know where they went, but we have indeed lost them. Kyle Hirsch is still 4 or 5 laps down.
Hey, slow progress is still progress.
Amen to that. Ooh, this opens the door for the Fox. Problem is that he's got a GT3 trying to pass him. So the opportunity that was there is now gone.
Pessinen lining a move up on Justin Beachley and gets it through the chicane. Not a lot of room for the AMG to go, and that is the position gained for the Finnish driver in the 111 Firebrand.
Niall Jacobs is indeed in the pits. He's the last of the GT4 leaders, and he was leading. I'm waiting to see his 47 move. It's not moving yet.
So with Jacobs stationary in the pits, Pessinen gets back into the lead of the GT4 field. Justin Beachley pretty close there, but was overtaken on that last lap by Teemu Pessinen.
Brilliant move too. De Santiago now moves himself into a podium position, so my curses in the GT4 field have not worked at all. None of my curses actually have worked at all.
Not quite, no.
No, it's not hitting the mark in the first season. I cannot believe I'm going to start 0 for 4. Now, mind you, there's still 40 minutes left. Anything can happen. But 0 for 4 is a crazy... How in anyone's right mind is Sarah Liu 6 seconds ahead after being spun out and basically last in the first seconds of this GP?
Well, that's just what happens when your fastest lap of the race is 1.5 seconds faster than the next fastest lap.
Wow! Oh, that's insane.
So the qualifying gap pace carrying on into the race pace here for the 923 Nissan, completing lap number 15. We are just about halfway into the race. Still a long way to go, still a lot of pit stops needing to be completed as Niall Jacobs comes out of the pits behind fellow Camaro driver Diego Mostachero, but he's going to go down the inside. A little side-by-side contact. Mostachero forced onto the curbs there, and Niall Jacobs getting ahead and gets a position gained on fellow Camaro driver. I believe that's going to be 6th in the GT4s for Jacobs.
A little bit of argy-bargy, nothing wrong with that. At least in my mind. little bit of BMW action.
Look at Kevin Yu zipping through the field and just about able to hold it on track. And the GT4s arguing their way through as they continue their battle, and the BMW trying to get through and continue on to the battle of his own, because he's got Dom Matroni pretty close behind in the fellow BMW. So it's two BMWs battling for position amongst the two Camaros battling for position.
We're at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
So we are now halfway into the race. Okay, I'm back. What's been going on?
Welcome back, Blanche.
Apparently the BOP police wants a grip.exe check on Sarah. Hacks. That's my only response to that. Hacks.
So yeah, rundown of the grid after we've just crossed the halfway point of the race. In the lead of the GT3s and in the race overall is Sarah Liu by about 7.5 seconds over Professor Chronotis in second. Then Devin Anthony rounds out the podium in the GT3s. Sam Zawisa in fourth, Eric Vanderbilt in fifth, Bugra Yelby in sixth. Kevin Yu, after a drive-through, sees himself in seventh place, battling with Dom Matroni in the number 5 BMW, sitting in 8th place. Parker Standret in 9th, Louis Franco in 10th, Jay Paisa in 11th place, and then Kyle Hirsch joining a little bit late, making a mandatory pit stop here, but we're getting that all-important running in for the McLaren. Pessinen runs a little bit wide onto the gravel there as we tune in with the GT4 leader, the 111 Firebrand Janetta, trying to defend from Justin Beachley in second place. Rounding out the podium is Brian DeSantiago in the 777 BMW. Don Fox in fourth in the number 53 Firebrand Janetta, about 1.7 seconds back of DeSantiago. Potts Weaver rounds out the top 5 in the 13 In-N-Out Aston Martin. Niall Jacobs in sixth, ahead of the 44 Camaro of Diego Moschero. Alex Freeman then in 8th place, with Nathan Fox in 9th, and Giancarlo Bottini and Seth Sara round out the GT4 grid. 35.5 minutes of racing to go, and a stop go for Dr. Porkchop. He just completed his second pit stop, but unfortunately going through the pit lane too quickly and gets a stop go 30.
Does that count as a curse hit? I feel like that counts. I feel like that's at least half points.
Yeah, we can give you a point for that one.
We'll give a pity point for that one. We'll give a pity point. All right, at least I'm not going 0 for 4. Which, by the way, happy opening day baseball season for anyone that watches baseball. I'm still depressed the Jays lost in the World Series. That's not going to end anytime soon. It's been a rough go for Canada sports the last, like,
year and a half. Yeah.
The last 6 months especially.
Well, and you had Edmonton losing in the Stanley Cup Finals during the summer as well. Well, that was, within a year of all this happening, too.
So hold on, we had the Oilers lose to the Panthers in June. We had the Jays lose to the Dodgers. Then we had the Canadian women lose. Then we had the men lose. Both those games were in overtime too. Then we had the Paralympic men's. Then we had the Paralympic team lose. I'm trying to think. Something happened recently too. I don't know. Canada just can't keep taking hits. No pity points. Go big or go home. Okay, so then I'll ask the viewers.
This one's more, I guess, personal to you, but there was that knee-on-knee hit for Austin Matthews. I'm sure that knocked a lot of Canada out.
We are in a race situation. If I get to talk about Matthews' knee-on-knee hit, I will take all 33 minutes of the race away. But this is for the chat. This is for the viewers that are watching, that aren't driving. Does Dr. Porkchop having to get a stop go 30 count as my curse being hit? I will give till 25 minutes, and I'll keep track of the votes. since I want farm engagement, I'll let the viewers decide if that is what's going to occur. Kevin Yu is in the pits again. Does he get another driver?
Hopefully not.
But to say, Kevin Yu would be at least up there with, ooh, there goes whoever that was. Was that a Monticello?
That's correct. Diego into the pit lane for his second mandatory pit stop. 32 and a half left. One final stint for Diego in the V8 Racing Camaro. Same story for Kevin Yu, just a little further up down the pit lane. Oh, Blanche.
Blanche, that's not a yes or no. I need a yes or no answer. Okay, all right, so he thinks it should count. So far, he's the one vote, so we'll get to see how interesting this gets. Porchop sitting in the pits, still with his stop go 30. Mostachero in the pits, same with Kevin Yu. Beachley still chasing Penzinian. Sorry, the effects are starting to kick in. Beachley 1.1 seconds away, at least according to the second delta time. Nope, he's now within a second. Donate to my GoFundMe. Remember Blanche's almost podium. Was he close to the podium, Kuja? I wasn't.
Yeah, they were running. There was like 4 or 5 cars that could have finished in any given position. Just a very tricky spot to be in defending. Behind, also attacking ahead on a track like Bassano, where the rookies were on Monday.
Bassano. That brings back memories. Brings back some good memory. The Yankees are beating the Giants 7-0. The Giants only have 3 hits.
Blanche, I believe you. It's going to be Blanche on the podium at Brands Hatch. You know it's going to happen because it rhymes.
Blanche, Brant. Yeah, I'll give you a point for that. I'll give you a point for that. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm also like, I felt so mad, but I looked at it and I said, he moved under Brant. You can't do that, Blanche. Unfortunately, or else everyone would do it all the time. Ooh, George Russell style.
George Russell style.
It literally turned into me. Beachley, unlucky number 13, and I've cursed him. Can something please occur?
John Fox is getting close to Brian DeSantiago for that final podium position in the GT4's gap to 1 second now between the Ginetta of Fox and the BMW of DeSantiago.
I was defending with...
That's a good... Yeah, there you go.
Now, passion, yes, but emotion, no. You will let your emotions get the best of you, and that's you're using passion as an excuse, of ways to justify the means. As Don Fox looks to hunt and stalk DeSantiago for this final podium position. Still 28 minutes to go. Both drivers have to take a pit stop. If Don is smart, he undercuts DeSantiago right now. Why the pancakes? I want pancakes. Pancakes sound lovely at 11 o'clock Eastern.
The drive-through
for Bronco for track limits. Don, box right now if you can hear me. Oh.
You thought about it.
Oh, I'm sad. I was really hoping he would turn in right at that moment, but no, he does not. Wrong time zone now? What? Bro, I'm in the... Okay.
Are you claiming Central Time is better?
Okay. If we're... Hold on. No. If we're being real here, Mountain is superior. We're going to be real here. And that's just not because my broadcast partner is in it and stuff. It is actively superior. It's not too late to watch it's not too early to watch an Easter Zone time game at like 7 p.m. because it's 5. And it's not too late to stay awake for the Pacific time games, which is at 10 Eastern, so it's 9. Like, it's in the window perfectly. Wait, no, it's not 9.
8. Yeah.
8. Yes. It's the... Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
No, it'd be 9 because it goes...
No, it's 2 hours.
7 Eastern. No, Central is 8 or 2 from Pacific because we're 3.
Oh, you're going from Pacific. I thought you were going from...
I'm going... No. I'm going
Gotcha.
from...
Yeah.
I'm starting to lose it, but I'm not that out of it.
No, I was just out of it.
That's okay. You're actually focused on the racing. I'm focused on the fact that this man just said CST is superior. The only thing that the Central Standard Time is superior for is weather. That is it. I would know this because I study it.
So anyway.
No. I both commentators happily disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't know which time zone I like. I like Central Time, but I like Central European Time.
All right. Do I have the powers to... Do I have the powers to ban this guy? Ready to join their next night, bot. You're really great timing.
Oh, Blanche, you crack me up.
Don Franco serving his drive-thru, or possibly not. It depends on. I'm pretty sure he has to. Is that a GT3 behind them? It has to be. AET. What? I know I know the Atlantic has its time zone. What is that time zone? Is that Australia? No, it's not.
Better than EST. Man, all right, okay. So now that we have the best time zone established, what is the worst time zone?
Time zone. Oh. Australia daylight savings time? Yeah, I figured as much. I figured the A was Australia. Nah, technically the worst time zone is Newfoundland. Because I've been to Newfoundland, it has its own time zone.
It's interesting.
So get this, there's Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern, Atlantic, and then Newfoundland has its own time.
Huh.
So Atlantic time is 1 hour ahead of the Eastern time zone. And Atlantic time hits when you get into New Brunswick.
That's so odd.
And then once you get into Newfoundland, you get into Newfoundland time, which is only half an hour ahead of Atlantic. It's not even a full hour. Greenwich Mountain Time, I would be inclined to agree with you about the worst time zone. Okay, pause the race. I have to drive home. Can you imagine that race control just...
Just everybody back to the pits. Red flag.
Yeah, we're red flagging the race. Someone's
Yeah,
gotta go home.
someone's got to go home so we can continue the broadcast. Blanche, if we would, we could. But unfortunately, hey, Don Fox got the message. She's in the pits.
Finally, someone understands to read the essence of knowing the undercut will just be superior.
Both the Firebrand Jettas in the pits. Pessinen pits from the lead. Don Fox from fourth.
I would just strike the wall there. Just run right into the wall at full speed.
Look at that. Great team engineering. Engineering there. Just jumping in, saying what you had to say, getting out of there. And now letting the pit crew get to work.
See what the pit crew can do. What can the pit crew do?
Sarah Liu completing both pit stops. Now back behind the Lamborghini of Parker Standrette. Still yet to complete one pit stop is the 41 Lamborghini.
Someone has redeemed a full onboard lap, and it's going to be for Potts Weaver. Where is that man? Let me see if I can find him.
It's going through Puon at the moment.
Okay, so we have like half a lap before we need to get onto him. He's currently still chasing to Santiago.
Pessinen, a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane.
Why couldn't it have been Beachley? Come on! Oh no!
From the lead of the race, Pessinen pitted, and now a drive-through going the way of the 111.
All right, Potts Weaver is just getting through the double left kink-hander. Sarah Liu slowly climbs back up the order. Now up into P4. Wait, is De Santiago going to box? Did Potts Weaver go into the box with him? I think he did. He did! Potts Weaver has gone into the box with De Santiago.
So we'll get that onboard lap when he eventually goes out to do a lap.
Battle of the pit crews, though. The gap was 2.4 seconds. If one of them decides to take tires and the others doesn't, that's when things could get interesting.
We'll get a sneak peek of the interior of the Aston Martin. And just what it looks like going down the pit lane at Spa, almost into the concrete barriers on the left-hand side, but able to stay out of the danger there. De Santiago up ahead of him, Nathan Fox also in the pits for the final time.
Beachley now can play this a number of ways, considering he now effectively holds the lead. All right, De Santiago pits. Potts Weaver pits. That was about the 2.4, kind of close to 3 second gap. 25 seconds will come off the clock. Another car drives on by. That's the number 9 of Sacera. A lot of drivers coming into the pits now. Yelby, Matroni. There goes De Santiago. There goes Potts Weaver! He's done the overtake through the pit lane!
And now can these two stay ahead of Don Fox in the Ginetta, who was running right behind Brian De Santiago before Don Fox tried to come into the pits and do the undercut. Potts Weaver pretty comfortably ahead of Brian De Santiago here.
Oh, he's right on the back of him. Don Fox is right on the back of to Santiago with a GT3 car in the middle. Oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it right here. And the undercut works. De Santiago loses 2 places in the matter of 1 pit stop. Beachley now into the pits.
We'll go back to the onboard with Potts Weaver as Pessinen completes his drive-through, falling back behind Giancarlo Bottini.
There's a GT3 approaching him.
Yeah, you can see that mirror, that Lambo just getting bigger and bigger in the mirror of the Aston Martin there.
Objects may be closer than they appear. Beachley is in the pits. I am praying for a drive-through.
Beachley in the pits. I can tell you De Santiago most likely took tires on his last pit stop just now, so he may have an advantage in these closing 16 and a half minutes compared to Potts Weaver and Don Fox.
Beachley is sitting in his pit stall. He's going to be racing. Oh, watch out for the Professor Carnota's Ferrari.
Oh, and Don Fox gets a drive-through after all that work. The undercut, getting a drive-through. And the Firebrand team, 2 of them getting drive-throughs within the couple of laps of each other.
And Beachley didn't get a drive-through. Oh no, dude, what is happening?
So that'll move De Santiago back up to a podium position. Potts Weaver now sits 2nd in class. It all depends on also where Satsara will come out after the Mercedes takes the final pit stop of the evening.
The only way this gets worse for me in my curse prediction is Potts Weaver somehow getting a penalty and falling behind De Santiago to make Beachley De Santiago 1-2. That would be the ultimate, like, spit in the face for my cursing.
Yeah, certainly is. And with the onboard of Potts, he is driving pretty consistently around Spa. Not too many dramas to report. Letting all the GT3s pass in the right places. There's De Santiago behind him, just 2.3 seconds back with the tire advantage as well. So still 2nd place, potentially up for grabs here.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely up for grabs. And Devin Anthony looks like he's still going to be possibly in a podium position in the GT3 class, because Stranded still, well,
yeah, Standrat still yet to pit, and there he lets Carnota's go through, knowing that they are on different strategies.
I like that play a lot, actually. You know you're on a different strategy. You'll know you'll lose time someone like Carnota's, so it's just easier to buy and then mix your own. Is Stranded gonna go into the pits now? Nope.
Well, just waiting it out. Satsara is not into the pits for the final time. And the Sri Lanka Racer Sat 9 team will be the last of the GT4s to make their mandatory pit stop of the night. Will the late game pay off some for Satsara? Where will the AMG come out after the pit stop? 3 Firebrand Ginettas running next to each other on track, but unfortunately not as high up as the grid as they perhaps may have liked.
2 of them get drive-throughs. It's just an unbelievable. The 2 drive-through, 2 Ginettas are just so happen people I've like. Like, what are the odds? Not if I curse them.
No,
Not if I get my revenge.
you don't need your revenge. They did it themselves. Oh, De Santiago goes deep in the first part of Lacombe. Has to take it a little bit easy. Doesn't want to cut the track and suffer the same fate as a number of other drivers.
You're lucky I don't commentate on like rolling in dough with curses.
Not Blanche.
Ugh.
Blanche is so nice.
I don't like nice.
So nice and supportive of all of his teammates.
Fear.
Except
Fear
for
the
he
power.
absolutely hates EST.
And just for that, that's what. Who's that? That is Devin Anthony and De Santiago. Maybe they'll have a coming together. Nope. I'm looking for things now.
Yeah, just reaching for the stars here for those predictions to come true.
Yeah. Not surprising they're not working out. It's Dr. Porkchop, though. Maybe a little divine intervention for De Santiago.
At the moment, it doesn't look like he's needing it because he's able to close that gap to within a second to Potts Weaver up ahead.
Ooh, GT3 coming in, getting things interesting.
That is Zawisa running in 5th at the time being. Might be promoted up to 4th after Stan Drett completes his final pit stop of the night.
Ooh, De Santiago thought about it.
Certainly did. Oh, and there's an oversteer moment for Potts Weaver exiting La Source. This is going to Dr. Porkchop on the side of the... on the left side. Oh my goodness me.
Rewind.
De Santiago, unfortunately, having to fall back, but Potts Weaver cuts the chicane, or not the chicane, cuts Radyon. I guess it is kind of a pretty big chicane if you think about it. But nonetheless, side by side, through the Kemmel Straight, the BMW has the power, has the speed, and gets up to 2nd place.
The gods hate me today. No. Oh, the predictions have never been so off. What moves by De Santiago, taking advantage of Potts Weaver's mistakes to find himself now P2 with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, that tire strategy. Tire advantage, I was going to say, paying off certainly for De Santiago here. 18 seconds is the gap to Justin Beachley. I think he might be out of time to try and close that gap down, but we'll take a look and see what it stands when it comes to the checkered flag.
18 seconds and 10 minutes? Yeah, I think it's safe to call that one.
Possible.
Again, things can happen. Things can change.
Things can change on the podium as well in the GT3s with Zawisa getting close to Devin Anthony. That gap was around 2.5 seconds. Now the Ferrari within a second of the Porsche for a spot on the podium.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like it's going to end up being.
And there's Stan Drett into the pits, the final driver of the night to complete the mandatory pit stop around the 9-minute mark of the race, waiting until just about the last minute to get that stop completed.
If Devin Anthony loses this podium spot, I'm not going to count it as the curse hitting, because where did he qualify?
I believe it was 5th for the Porsche.
Yeah, so that won't count, because he still gained positions. Oh, that's another drive-through for Bronco.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 115 falling victim to track limits once again here tonight.
The hits keep on coming.
Franco will have to make a trip down the pit lane, as the plaid Lamborghini of Parker Sandrett is doing at the moment. Third and fourth in the GT3s, approaching the GT4 leader. Good part of the track to overtake down this little straightaway between the exit of Speaker's Corner and the double left-hander at Puan.
Very interesting spot. Yes, very.
Oh, and a spin for Devin Anthony! Sam Zawisa goes through into third.
I'm counting it. That's a curse hit. Him losing the position by race, that's fine. I would have understood that. I would have counted it. Him causing to be spun out, now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a curse hit.
And Eric Vanderbilt is getting pretty close to Devin Anthony as well. That gap was right around 15 seconds, shrunk to 4.5.
Well, the spin will do that. Losing 6 seconds of the diffuse space. Blanche, I will curse your team out of existence. It will be Morgan versus Firebrand the entire rest of the way.
Yeah, it used to be the rivalry on track between you and the Janettas, and now it's turned into a rivalry from the booth.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I cannot tell you how painful that race in Kielami was to be surrounded by Janettas. I was literally an Aston Martin surrounded by like 6 Janettas. I was very much concerned with myself. All I could hear was bees.
Once we were staying within touching distance of DeSantiago for second place in the GT4s, but Santiago showing that he was able to get through earlier. Perhaps just taking it a little bit easy, just doesn't want to pick up any track limit violations in the closing 5 minutes and 15 seconds of action here in round number 1. The Wednesday GT3 and GT4 Multiclass Championship, getting the season started here tonight. And we will be back every single Wednesday for the 8-week championship. 2 mystery tracks along the way as well.
Yeah, you will be. I still got, unfortunately, beer league hockey playoffs that I still have to deal with. Which I'm trying to find out if we get to move on or not. I didn't tell you what needed to occur. I will tell you post-race. Or post-interviews. Which the podium sitters of both the GT3 and the GT should they finish on the podium. Yes, Blanche, you get best chatter for tonight. Tonight, I'll give you that one.
I agree, Blanche. Thumbs up from me. In fact, I'll give you chatter of the week. Or at least ACC chatter of the week.
Yeah, I was about to say, you better give me CC. I don't know if you'll be iRacing.
Yes, I don't know about iRacing or LMU.
What?
Keyboard smash.
I was about to say, that looks literally like nobody is not very happy with that.
When Potts Weaver getting very close, he thinks about sending it down the inside of the chicane, but Brian DeSantiago has the inside for the next part. But Potts Weaver gets on through and back up to second place.
Those tires ain't gonna help you with that, buddy. What a move! Maybe that's what Nomi was doing. He was just typing in the cheat codes to help us.
You're right. That was the cheat code to slow down to Santiago.
However, De Santiago's not going to fight this without saying something about it. He's in a BMW. It's got straight line speed for days. It's in the slipstream. All he has to do is sit here and wait. Ooh. No fair, they get a wizard on their team. And look at De Santiago.
And the wizard and the spells are coming in.
I don't want to know. Uh-oh. He said activate. Uh-oh.
The afterburners are on in the Aston Martin.
All I know is that if they got a wizard and I've put a curse on him, if DeSantiago
it's over for you.
I was about to say it's over for Santiago, but he's holding serve right now. Careful, Nomi. Your curse and my curse might cancel. It might not work.
It just might not. Just a few laps remain now for the drivers to battle for position.
Check out our upcoming chat. Thanks, Nightbot. Your timing isn't ever impeccable. Ooh, is that the Blade Runner behind?
That is the BMW of Dom Matroni in the number 5, sitting in 8th place overall.
But
The FIA approved wizardry being sent the way of Potts Weaver.
Oh, Potts Weaver's stuck behind now. He's gonna think about it again. No shot.
Pit window officially closed, but all the drivers already completed their mandatory pit stop, so no one has to worry about that. It looks like it's going to be 2 laps remaining
This plus
for
one more.
these 2 drivers. Continue to battle it out for another 8.6 miles of Spa, with Sarah Liu getting to the chicane to start the final lap of the contest.
It's number 44.
Leaders in final lap time.
Ooh, that is Diego Mostachero losing places.
I think he was just letting Sarah Liu through there.
Sure.
Or maybe he's out of fuel and needs to save.
47 and someone else are close. Is that the 13 of... No, it's not Potts Weaver. Who's the 47 close to? It's another GT4.
Sal Jacobs, he's running behind Dr. Porkchop, who is going to be a lap down of Jacobs here. But a good position for the Camaro in 4th.
We just gotta hope that both these drivers have enough fuel. Hey, I didn't curse them. I cursed the 2 people that you just so happened to not hit on. I didn't curse them. I may next week. I didn't do it today. We'll see.
See what happens next week. Because you might not even be here to do the curses.
No, I might not be, depending on how the,
You just throw them virtually in the chat as Nomi is doing.
Just, I'm behind the bench, I pull out my phone and well, goodbye. And just
That's right,
throw
yeah,
my phone away.
exactly.
Now, I'm not saying De Santiago would do that, but we have had drivers that have gone and taken the white flag thinking the checkered and stop.
Well, I don't think he's going to do that.
Oh, he better not.
It's getting very close between the two GT3s, and in fact, Eric Vanderbilt has been passed by Yelby in the 91 Mustang on the final lap. But it's Sarah Liu who's going to take the checkered flag and start the season on a high note by finishing on the top step of the podium. Well done, Sarah, commanding pace all race long.
Coming in second will be Professor Kanotis as Stranded crosses the line. Same with Freeman and Nathan Fox.
Freeman got ahead of Fox at the end there. Freeman and Fox were swapped positions. So Freeman, after the no quali gang, gets a top 5 position in the GT4s. Well done, Mr. Freeman. Like you said here, Kanotis in second place. Across the line.
115 at Franco across the line. Yeah, I think Pottsweaver is, will the multi-class LMU race be streamed? I think he might be a little bit late for that one. Yeah?
That's on Fridays, and I will not be streaming it. Maybe somebody else will be.
What was yesterday's LMU race?
GT3s only.
Oh. Yeah, I think Pottsweaver's just a little bit too far behind. That last gas it was too much. As Zawasa finds himself in a podium position, a Ferrari on the.
Yeah, double Ferrari podium there. Kanotis in second, Zawisa in third, Devin Anthony fourth, Yelby fifth, Vanderbilt sixth, Kevin Yu with the drive-through, unfortunately, finishing in seventh position. The battle continuing between the top two, or not the top two, the final podium positions, as Justin Beachley finishes on the front, or in front, on the top step of the GT4 field.
Is he gonna think about a dive? There's no way, not from this far back. He's gotta just look for a better exit and hope and pray. Oh, but Santiago blocks it! Wait a minute! It's big. No! Santiago takes the hold.
Second place for Santiago, third for Pottsweaver. It's gonna be fourth place for Niall Jacobs, Alex Freeman in fifth, Nathan Fox in sixth, Bottini in seventh, Mostachero in eighth, Pessin in ninth, Don Fox rounds out the top 10. Then we've got Satsara Porkchop, Kyle Hirsch taking the checkered flag about 5 laps down, but joining a bit late. And Hezzy Thomas, we lost because he is a good son and had to go help his mom.
We invite the podium sitters to come down and have some interviews with us.
Please do.
Green light, green light.
Very much do so.
As the fireworks go off,
I did not curse your team, Blanche.
To the studio.
I did not.
It's true, Blanche. I will vouch for Tyler. He didn't curse your team.
Tried to curse other people and it failed.
He did. Tried very heavily.
All right, so we're just gonna pull in all of them because there's 3 of them. All right, so from the GT4 podium sitters, we got Beachley into Santiago, and then for the GT podium have Sarah Liu. To the GT4s, I cursed both of you and you get a 1-2. What?
I knew it.
This?
I don't think that was a curse. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a curse. That's like projecting curse.
Yeah, did you actually give us energy instead? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
No, I spent the 7.5K.
Was it enough?
Was it enough?
No, apparently it wasn't. It's probably because I bought those curses. So
Yeah, you have to earn them.
yeah,
You can't just buy your way to the top.
I technically got pork chop for him getting the for the stop go 30, and then technically I'll give myself a half point for Devin Anthony spitting and losing out his podium. But no, Sarah Liu, you got killed at the beginning, but you somehow won the race. It helps
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Because I was on the inside line on the turn, on the right hand turn. I was afraid of getting understeer and push my car to Kevin. But probably the Ford behind me didn't expect that, didn't predict the speed enough, so he ran into me. But well, that was just normal, very normal in Spa. So I'll just take that.
Chronotis, you kind of just chilled after getting past Kevin, and Kevin also took a drive-through. So
Yeah,
any highlights
and
on your
I
end?
got beaten by a zombie, watched her die, and back from the dead, still wins the race.
Yep.
Jeez.
It helps being 2 seconds quicker than the pace of the field. Beachley, how did you feel when your main rival got a drive-through?
Pretty good, because I had 3 track cuts at that point.
There you go.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I know. And yeah, Devin Anthony spun right in front of me and almost took me out. So that would have been, maybe 8,000 points next time, and you could have got me. But yeah, that was quite a race. We had the elbows out, and it was quite a battle. So this season's going to be interesting with those Janettas out there. They're both pretty fast.
I'm cursing them next week.
And we have some pretty Janetta-friendly tracks on the schedule, so it's going to be a fun one, I think.
Very favorable. Very favorable.
Santiago, how does it feel that your main rival drive through?
I felt some relief, somewhat like Beachley, just seeing that drive through head out. I was like, oh, finally, weight off my back, because that Janetta was moving. Both of them were actually. They were moving.
I'm so mad my curses didn't work this week. That I'm 1.5 for 4 this week. So I tried to go in with a bang, but apparently everyone else got that opportunity, with Sarah going basically from last to first, and then Professor Chronotis just picking up the pieces of Kevin Yu's drive-through. And then
I was strategizing. How am I going to get this guy in the pits? What's the plan to get around? And then boom, drive-through.
Well, drive-through here is literally half your or a full lap, essentially.
Or bumper to bumper like that. Drive-through anywhere would have been enough to end the battle. Just fortunate it wasn't for me. He came in the pits right inside a GT4, so it was kind of a tough entry for him. Probably couldn't see the marker.
Any thoughts for anyone?
Oh, I've got plenty of thoughts for everybody. Sarah, do you think you're going to keep dominating the way you did tonight at Spa for the rest of the season?
I doubt it, because there are a couple drag tracks that I can't master, like Coda, or I don't know, I forgot. But it's just I definitely put a lot of seat time on Spa, so probably a little quicker. But on that track, I will back to normal.
Back to normal, yeah. Yeah, right. I guess it also depends on who joins. Yeah, like you said, it just depends on some drivers quicker at some tracks, some quicker at others. It's going to be a good fight in the GT4s, too. There was probably about 5 or 6 different names that could have finished up on the podium there. Brian, what kind of talk us through the strategy of taking tires at the end there? I think you did take tires in your final pit stop, right?
Yes, I did. As far as taking the tires, I kind of just saw that I was putting out the same laps. So I kind of just decided to keep them on for the meantime. And then the very final pit entry, I said, all right, need some new tires because I am losing 2 seconds per lap. Got them on there, and it seems like everybody already worn down their tires a fair amount, better said. And I just was able to catch up once again. Even if the tires were stone cold from the pit exit.
Yeah, it seemed like you kind of used that to your advantage and the BMW surprising, as always, when the straight line speed comes into play.
Oh yeah, no, this thing's a missile. Considering the next tracks are going to be somewhat more corner dependent, that might go away. So, as far as dominating the rest of the season, who knows? It might be a flip of a coin.
Yeah, exactly. And Alex Freeman also joining the qualifying, or couldn't join the qualifying, and he's usually right around in that top 5 as well. So with him getting in the mix too, there's another driver to add to the handful of people that could finish on the GT4 podium. So yeah, well done to you guys finishing on the podium in the season opener. Good luck in the rest of the season. Hope to see you back here throughout. And yeah, well done. We'll see you all next week, hopefully.
Yeah, thanks for coming today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Not a problem. Move you guys on back here to the green room. And that will conclude the interview portion and ultimately round number 1. We'll hand it over to you, Tyler, for your final thoughts of the night. Hello.
Final thoughts of the night? Well,
there he is.
My curses didn't work, so that's a little bit depressing, but great night of racing overall. Can't complain. And got a lot of engagement with the viewers, so that's also good fun. And you may see me next week. It depends on how the things went in my bye week for the other 2 teams playing in the Beer League playoff. And if you guys see me next week, I'll probably be depressed because we're out. But if you don't see me next week, I'll be trying to win a championship.
Good luck, my friend. So yeah, it's going to be a super fun championship. It looks like a handful, like we said, of drivers in the GT4 field can finish on the top or in the podium. And Sarah said herself, Spa, one of the tracks that she has the most amount of laps on, so we should see that gap shrink between the rest of the GT3s and Sarah at the front. Tomorrow, iRacing gets underway in their IMSA-style multi-class championship with the LMDHs and the GT3s. And Friday, it's basically the same format in the WEC Sim of Le Mans Ultimate, with the hypercars and the GT3s getting their season started at Qatar. Sunday is the MX5 Cup before we go to the rookies at Brands Hatch on Monday, and Le Mans Ultimate in the GT4 Sprints on Tuesday. Join us for any and all broadcasts, as Blanche did tonight. Thank you, Blanche. Shout out to you. Hopefully you weren't chatting while driving and got home safe. But yes, thank you to Blanche and all of the other viewers and chatters. The wizard that is Nomi sending all of the witchcraft the way of Potts Weaver. Oh, I definitely. Well, thumbs up to getting home safe. Congrats on getting home safe. Stick around for the raid. From one sim racing community to another. As always, send the love. I love seeing different types of sim racing. We are going to go to an iRacing stream doing some oval racing. So stick around for the raid. Thank you, as always, for joining us tonight. Have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be watching us from. We'll catch you next time.